Has filed paperwork to be on the ballot in Wisconsin this November. The State Elections Commission is meeting on Tuesday to go over that application, and they'll still do that even if Kennedy drops out of the race. In a statement, a spokesperson for the Wisconsin Elections Commission tells me once a candidate files for ballot access, there's no mechanism to take back the filing. That means if Kennedy's application meets state requirements, he could still be on the ballot in Wisconsin, even if he's out of the race.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all having a great and wonderful day. Well, what we have here is I would say the Democrats committing election interference and being as smug and evil as they always are, and trying to cheat the election because they know that that Trump's going to win, so they have to cheat in order to actually be able to do this. I'm going to be showing a lot of things here that Democrats have been doing for the past, few weeks to months, because apparently they're so scared that they have to go and remove multiple ballotees from the actual election, multiple president candidates, because they have to be in full power. They have to remain to be the elite, because if they don't, they're scared that the little power's gonna go away. And this is what happens when you people, especially the people that go find my videos and stuff and you comment, well, we're not like this. No, you guys are actively voting for a party that is completely anti-democracy. They are anti-democracy. No, they're not for democracy. They're anti-democracy. Because if they were for democracy, they would allow all these people to do as they see fit. They would allow RFK to remove themselves from the ballot. They would allow the two other people, Stein and Cornell West, to be on the ballot. But no, they have to sue these people because they're corrupt and evil. So, what we have here is this. Wisconsin Elections Commission forces RFK Jr. to remain on ballot even after dropping out.
Here, because the Democratic Party is suing me in Pennsylvania. And by the way, tomorrow I'm going to Mineola, Long Island, because they're suing me there too. They're suing me all over the country to try to keep me off the ballot. Unfortunately, in some of these states, we're running into judges who are highly politicized and who are very, very sympathetic, let me put it that way, to the DNC. And today, the judge was less than sympathetic to our side. I came down from Boston this morning. I was supposed to get here last night. We had the whole day set aside for my testimony and for the testimony of Nick Branna, who is our ballot access director.
And again, what we're talking about here is that, we don't have any process of removing them. Well, then what about Joe Biden? You guys can remove Joe Biden, but you can't remove RFK? I'm pretty sure you would remove RFK if it was to your benefit. Wisconsin is forcing Robert Kennedy Jr. to keep his name on the ballot in the swing state, with the Wisconsin Elections Commission voting 5-1 to keep him on the ballot after he asked to be taken off. Kennedy was suspended his campaign and endorsed Trump last week. According to ABC 27, on the same day that Kennedy suspended his campaign last Friday, he asked that his name not be placed on the ballot. His request was denied, with those on the commission citing a statute that says candidates cannot withdraw their name after fighting for a spot on the ballot. Oh, yes, they can, because you did it to Joe Biden. You did it to Joe Biden, so I know you guys can do it to him. You're just refusing you because you're cheating and making election interference. I think that the Supreme Court should get involved. Republican members of the committee, they pushed to have Kennedy stay on the ballot. However, Democrats opposed the move. Ultimately, solidifying Kennedy's spot on the ballot, they likely to the detriment of Trump. Democratic Elections Commission member Mark Thompson accused Kennedy and Trump of messing with the elections process. Whatever games they're playing, they have to play them with the Kennedy on the ballot, he said. No, you guys are playing. Because again, the point being is, if somebody is withdrawing themselves from the ballot, they are withdrawing themselves as a presidential candidate, then it's fair to remove themselves from the said ballot. That's just right? If they want to do so. So I don't see where this is an issue. Republican Commissioner Don Mills filed a motion to challenge the state law that said candidates must stay on the ballot once they have filed, but the motion failed in a 3-3 vote. After the motion failed, Mills, as well as another Republican, joined the Democrats on the commission to place Kennedy and the other party candidates on the ballot. Trump supporter and Republican Commissioner Robert Spindle cast the 1-1 no vote. per the Associated Press. With Kennedy on the ballot and having already dropped out, endorsing Trump, leaving his name on the ballot may curb the support he would bring to the GOP nominee if his name remains on the ballot in the King's in the key swing state. Here's what I'm going to say. Say this to you guys. If you can, just vote for Trump. Just say you're going to go for Trump. But I don't know if you can, because that's not legally precedent. Obviously, because obviously the Democrats just don't want to be able to win. This is how corrupt they are, guys. This is how corrupt the Democrats really are. And again, we have this. Michigan Dem SOS says RFK Jr.'s name must remain on the ballot. So it's not just Wisconsin here, guys. No, it's not just Wisconsin. It's also Michigan saying this. Independent Robert Kennedy Jr.'s name must remain on Michigan's general election ballot despite his push to remove it from ballots in battleground states. According to Michigan Democratic Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson, after endorsing Trump last week, Kennedy said he would remain on the ballot in red and blue states but remove himself from 10 battleground states, where he could potentially act as a spoiler. Axios reported on Tuesday that Michigan's Secretary of State Benson's office said in a statement minor party and candidates cannot withdraw, so his name will remain on the ballot in the November election. In April, Kennedy qualified for the Michigan general election ballot through the Natural Party, which had already filed the necessary paperwork to have its candidate on the ballot, which I find hilarious because we had Vivek Ramaswamy literally go and remove himself from the presidential candidate as a candidate and all of his ballots, and you allowed that to happen. You allowed that to happen, but for whatever reason, you will not allow Robert Kennedy to remove himself from the ballot. This is the games that they play. This is the evil games that they play in order to win and stay in office. I don't know what else to tell you guys, but corrupt meets the corrupt. Communism meets the communism here. There is no good Democrat at this point. The only good Democrats I would say would be obviously RFK, and then you would have Tulsi Gabbard. Because these people are just playing evil. Again, they're not just doing this to RFK. They're doing this to other presidential candidates as well. Cornell West is back on Michigan's presidential ballot, judge rules. Independent presidential candidate Cornell West must appear on the ballot in the battleground state of Michigan, a judge ruled about a week after West was disqualified. Court of Claims Judge James Robert Redford wrote in a decision released Saturday that West campaign submitted the proper number of signatures to qualify for the ballot and that presidential candidates are not required to file affidavits of identity. The ruling came after the Michigan Bureau of Elections informed West on August 16th that he would not be certified because the affidavit of identity he submitted was not properly notarized. Redford also rejected the state's findings that West's affidavit was incorrectly notarized. And remember, guys, I told you guys last video that he was going to be the one that Democrats were offering like a high candidate or a high position in their party or what have you, so that he can remove himself. They are trying to bribe and remove people from the ballots so that way they can stay in power. This is how evil they are. These people are beyond corrupt. Again, we have this. Green Party's Joe Stein will remain on Wisconsin ballot after court refuses to hear challenge.
An effort to remove the Green Party presidential candidate Jill Stein from the ballot has failed. Wisconsin Supreme Court decided today not to hear a challenge brought by the DNC employee David Strange, who is seeking to remove her from the list of options this coming November. The Democrats are concerned that third-party candidates could draw votes away from Vice President Kamala Harris, potentially helping Republican nominee Donald Trump to win the state. Strange argued the party could not nominate presidential electors because it does not have candidates authorized to do so. Meanwhile, the Green Party, alongside Republicans, claimed they met all legal requirements. In the end, the court determined that Wisconsin voters should have the option to vote for Stein, allowing her to remain on the ballot.
Green Party presidential candidate Jill Stein will remain on the ballot in the crucial swing state of Wisconsin after the Supreme Court decided on Monday not to hear a Democratic challenge seeking to oust her. This is from the AP. Again, New York Post saying also Jill Stein to reappear on Wisconsin ballots after state Supreme Court denies Democratic challenge. Even Joe Stein had this to say on X, saying, "Stop the gaslighting. Right now, the Democrats are trying to sue us off multiple state ballots, hiring spies and infiltrators to sabotage us, and even withholding public funds we qualified for months ago. Democrats absolutely cheat and change the rules to maintain their grip on power." Yes, again, wake up, Democratic voters, wake up. because this is the way your party is. Your party is anti-democracy. Your party is the type of people that are legitimately evil. There is no point in saying it. There is no contest, about to say it, alright? There is no contest. They are evil. They are anti-democracy, they are communists, and they will use anything in their power to be able to stay in power and rule the American people. To have their wars, to have their communism, to make sure that they shudder the grip on the American people. This is what they are. It's time for you Democratic voters to wake up, because this is the reality that you're just not seeming to be seeing here. They are cheating, and this is the reason why I say that the Supreme Court, Congress, people of this country, the higher ups of this country, should go on and slam the Democrats from being able from doing this. That's what they should be doing. There is no reason for the Democrats to be doing this other than to stay in power. This is absolute corruption. This is absolute election interference. And you cannot say otherwise. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care my friends.
I'm disgusted by what I see in public. Even people closest to us can't be trusted, 'cause it's algorithmic disease, the social media.